Standing outside the court here at the Peace Palace in The Hague, where today the second week started of the proceedings Australia versus Japan at the International Court of Justice. And we've seen the Japanese government give a presentation in which they claim to be respectful for nature, to be respectful to international treaties and regulations. And our experience is that the Japanese government is far but respectful for life in the oceans and for treaties and regulations. So I'm actually quite surprised by the first day. What do you think, Geert?
Absolutely. And what I noticed is that they tried to move Australia's motivations as to persuade that were political based. That it was under the influence of Sea Shepherd. We were mentioned a few times. They showed some slides. That Sea Shepherd and the public opinion were the motivation behind Australia's actions.
So again, it's good. We get some extra publicity. So that's never a bad thing, I guess. But it's quite shocking to see how the Japanese delegation is trying to move the focus away from the actual topic of this hearing, from the actual topic of this court case. And obviously they're trying to do that because they know if they go into the content of the case, they have no case, they're going to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
They're trying to move the focus away, and that's obviously a smart strategy.
And at a certain point, the statement was made that the best way for Australia to protect the whales was to protect the IWC. Japan accuses Australia of undermining the authority and the values of the IWC.
It's also interesting to know that during one of the presentations, they're claiming that originally the IWC had a majority of pro-whaling nations, and then the anti-whaling nations slowly took over the majority. And they're basically saying that these nations have been bought by, I think they mentioned Greenpeace, they said they've been bought by Greenpeace. Whereas it's plain and obvious that Japan itself has been guilty of buying pro-whaling nations to regain a majority again in the IWC. And they've failed obviously over the last few years. But it's funny to note that what they've been doing in the past themselves, they're now claiming that other countries have been doing, or other organizations have been doing.